this is a Dark Star portal. This is the only one we have to do still before we move on to different things. It has a couple of special rules here. The Howling Abyss is pretty insane. And Sovereign Domination means you can't use ephemeral champions, really. Actually, you can. You can because it does say follower. I take that back. So you just can't use Shadow Totem on followers. So if you're using Annie, for instance, in her starting deck, her one unit gets Shadow Totem. Which one is it? The Captive Greyback. Yeah, this gets Shadow Totem. So we wouldn't want to use Annie for this Dark Star portal. Or if we do, we wouldn't want to use the Captive Greyback for it. And I think it's a really nice... I mean, it's a stronger card for a deck. I think, you know, you could say you can cut it and stuff like that. That's fair. Yeah, I think we're just going to go for Kayn and try to complete it as fast as we can, basically. While still trying to help you guys and talk through it. Alright, we have our first power here. We'll see what we get. We'll definitely go for a Manaflow band. Raiding Party's good too, but Manaflow gets us closer to a Kayn drop. And we're up against Spiderling as Swarm Tactics. I barely ever see this, so I'll read through this. When they attack, they summon an ephemeral Spiderling. Spiderlings are 1/1 units normally. Unless they, you know, buff it with other spells. And there are a lot of spells to buff it. We're going to keep this hand. I think this is okay for us. We do have to worry about the Howling Abyss, though. Alright, so we'll start by dropping down the Saga Seeker. It's our only choice if we want a unit this turn. We can't block with it. Well, we can't block the Sinister Poro without using Momentous Choice. But I think we're going to hold off on doing that. We can take out the Spiderling for free, though, and it's just going to start scaling. So, I'm cool with that, too. I like the Darkened Lodestone on it over the Darkened Harp, because it does get 2 additional health. And thanks to it having faded, it gets the even stronger. Alright, and the fun begins. Let's see what they get. We could open up by using Furious Wielder here, or we can just go for the attack. I think I'm just going to go for the attack, to be honest. Okay, they use Vile Feast. I'm alright with that. They don't block it, though. Yeah, if they stick to just using their spider cards, I'm not worried. Kayn's just going to feed off of them, basically, and all of his cards are, too. Thanks to our ability to buff our cards up. Actually, I'm going to hold off on Momentous Choice. Anyways, thanks to his ability to buff his cards up, I don't have to worry about Sovereign Domination as much. We'll drop down Kayn here. And he'll take out at least one of their units. And if they decide to attack, I can actually, you know, utilize him. Crawling Sensation's okay. They lose a spider off of that for... since they have too many on their board. And this is going to be an okay block for us. We'll block accordingly. It's okay for us to lose some health because we do have stamina too, so every encounter start will heal our Nexus 4. It just, any more health that we lose after this, we're going to have to find a different way of supplementing it. Which is where Ross comes in. And as previously mentioned, we drop Kayn back down and takes out the Sinister Poro. They do have 2 mana left, so they could still do things. They decided not to, though. And this is kind of when the fun begins for us. We'll open up with Kayn Shadow Step, and we'll take out a Spiderling. And this just helps Kayn scale a bit more. Okay, they dropped down Brood Awakening, but that's not going to change the outcome of this at this point. Or at least I don't think it would. Yeah, we can use Momentous Choice here on Kayn. Alright, and we're gonna attack just like... Actually, not just like this. We're gonna attack like that instead. And we're gonna make the most out of his Corrupting Star Fragment. So now if they block, I win either way, because Kayn does have 24 attack with Overwhelm. So we're good to go.
How I miss the taste of their tears.
Alright, that took a while. Mystic Shot is a 4 damage spell is actually kind of nice. I like that. Fix 'em up 5000 is the same thing as our Dark and Lodestone for the most part. In fact, it might be a little bit better or a little bit worse because it does have Sheen. I don't think I need it though. So we're just going to go for Mystic Shot here. And it's going to give us an offensive spell option rather than just using our spells to strike. Bard with Scout's nice. I can actually utilize that just like I did the one time in the first encounter. Yeah, I think we're just going to go back to the Bard Kayn experience. No matter who we go up against here, we have the choice of going into the Grand Plaza. Alternatively, we can go for the Spells Chest or the Healing Node. We won't need the Healing Node, so I'm going to go up against the Bright Steel Protector here. They have shields up. Their strongest unit gets Barrier. Thanks to our units having Overwhelm, Barrier doesn't matter all that much, as long as we have Kayn or the Sword Stomper scaled up. But if we don't, then I guess it would, because we would never be able to get damage through to them. We will replace one of the Dark and Lodestones here, and we'll keep the rest of our hand. Alright, so to start things off, we have the choice between dropping down the Bellringer or dropping down the Wounded White Flame. They don't have any units on the board, so this is an open choice. We'll drop down the Bellringer and probably the Dark and Lodestone on them too. So we already have Equip set up. They do have the Bright Steel Protector. Obviously, it has Barrier. I can go for this attack, but we're just going to lose health from this, so we'll just end around there. We need to at least have 2 units on the board to be able to get through their Barrier or Overwhelm. Unlucky for us, we didn't get Kayn just yet, so that's something to think on. Here we can drop down the Ranger Knight Defector, since we do have 4 mana. This, I don't know, makes them decide not to attack, despite them having Barrier. I think they could have. Well, we're still not getting Kayn. We'll drop down Bard here. What? Oh, they got Bard leveled up from the Howling Abyss. I wasn't expecting that. Our Bard does have Scout though, so we're going to drop Momentous Choice on it. And we are going to utilize it, Scout, to attack here. Alright, well, they do attack using their Bard. Forgot the Ranger Knight Defector had Scout. I could have just attacked with that. That was my bad. Guess I'm being silly here. We are just going to attack with this, though. For now. And one around there. I acted too quickly, and I could have made that work better for us. Alright, our Wounded White Flame gets a little bit stronger from all the charms that we've been drawing. And our Ranger Knight Defector is about to get stunned. So here we can use Cosmic Binding. We can deal 2 to their War Chef, and we can stun Leona in return for them stunning our Ranger Knight Defector. And now we're going to start to see the effects of the Howling Abyss, I feel. I just hope we get Kayn in time to make the most out of things. Alright, they do attack with Bard here. We're just gonna need 3 damage. Our Wounded White Flame is starting to get strong. Well, we have 15 chimes, so if we use this, I think, and if we drop down one of our units, it's all going to go to another one. So we'll drop down the Startled Stomper here. I want to see if this works. This is kind of like a little test of my own. Drop down the Traveler's Call. That levels up Bard. Okay. So there weren't that many chimes on the first couple cards in our deck. Oh well. Didn't go as planned, but it's okay. We could use Furious Wielder here, and we can just, I don't know, use it to take out one of their units, maybe. We could also have used it to take out... Well, that's just mean. Guess it didn't matter then. Wouldn't have mattered either way. If we attack with Bard, we'll lose them. We could just attack with the Ranger Knight Defector, but they're going to block with Leona. This is risky. We're going to lose one of our cards off this. But we trade 2 for 1. And we still have Scout on the board, so it's not the worst. We're going to use the Darkened Harpoon on our Scout. And we're going to attack with it again. And with our Startled Stomper.
Ever vigilant.
They now use their Leona the Head Barrier. Go in around there. Yeah, as long as we attack with 2 cards, we'll be okay. Or if we use Mystic Shot, of course. And they get an ephemeral copy of one of our cards.
For the honor of my house.
We're going to use Mystic Shot to take out their Bard. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. For their attack turn.
Smell that? A fight's a cooking.
We'll drop down the Darkened Lodestone on our Startled Stomper. Yeah, okay. Well, I suppose we'll block like this. We'll use Momentous Choice here on our Scout to give it more health. And that, of course, should give it items too. Which is just enough for it not to get defeated by Leona there. And we can drop down the Wounded White Flame at this point. It did get a bunch of chimes put into it. We still haven't got a Kayn draw yet. Which I'm not excited about, but what can we do? We're going to start off by dropping down to Furious Wielder. Fortunately, they dropped single combat on us. Oh, okay. I don't like that. They have Malphite now. We really lost momentum. Okay, well, they don't have the attack token, so they don't get Unstoppable Force just yet. I'm going to have to use a Darkened Harpoon on our Wounded White Flame. And I'm going to drop down the Noxian Defector too. And I could drop down the Saga Seeker, but I guess it doesn't really matter. We're going to use the White Flame to challenge Leona here. And we're going to let the Noxian Defector do its thing. I'm actually kind of glad that they use Malphite to block here, but at the same time we do lose our Defector. That's alright. I'm not looking forward to this turn for sure though. Yeah. Our Scout, they get our Scout basically. And Malphite gets Barrier. They get Unstoppable Force. And this is definitely not looking too good for us. Especially with us never getting Kayn. We have 10 cards left. A few of those are Kayn, and we haven't got Kayn. We don't drop down cards, they're gonna deal a lot of damage to us. If we do drop down cards, they're gonna use Unstoppable Force. Both of our white flames do have Spell Shield,
Eyes open.
which helps. But I don't know if that's enough to save our Nexus from taking all that much damage. We'll give the Darkened Lodestone to one of our wounded white flames here. Oh, and that's really rough for us. So the red card takes out the Spell Shield, and then yeah, they drop down the stun. Damn, we're gonna have to try to recover here. We only have one card to block with too. We might as well use it to take out Twisted Fate.
Excuse me.
Yeah, not getting Kayn's really hurting me here. Damn. Alright, well, we'll drop down to Noxian Defector here. And we finally get Kayn, thanks to him being a cultist, I believe. So we can now use Kayn, but they have Scion, so I can't... I'm back to where I was before. We put some damage into Scion, and they immediately use single combat, and this is going to let them rally. Thanks to Scion returned. So I have to play really smart here. That's also going to get them Unstoppable Force too, I believe. I could be wrong though. Oh, well, we don't want to use Kayn first. Using the Corrupted Star Fragment whenever he's not upgraded isn't good for us, as I've learned. I think attacking like this is okay for now. And if they don't block correctly, we'll win. But we definitely took a lot more damage than we were expecting. Alright, well, we take out their Scion again, and we take out a lot of their cards. Their Malphites left. For now. But we do plan on dropping Kayn back down.
I'm actually here.
Here we go. We are going to choose Rost. We are low on Nexus health. We get the Corrupted Scythe. And there we go. We took out Malphite. So now we're back in business, basically. They do get the rally still, but it doesn't seem like they're going to utilize it. We're going to put the Darkened Lodestone on the Saga Seeker before we end our round. And it's now their attack turn for real this time. We'll see how things go. They already drew the cards I was worried about, so I don't have to worry about that, I suppose. They do have more cards than us for sure. So that's something actually I have to worry about now. Now we'll drop down the Ranger Knight Defector. Oh, whoa. I don't like that one bit. Alright, we're gonna have to Shadow Step this. Either Kaisa or Karma. I don't know which one's worse, to be honest. We'll go for Kaisa. Just because her attack with Icothian range is going to hurt me a lot. Okay, that's fine at this point. Them using second skin's fine. That's whatever. And they decided not to attack, but they do get spells now on top of champions and everything else. Getting kind of spooky. Alright, so we're going to Mystic Shock. We should probably Mystic Shock Karma, to be honest. Get rid of the barrier. Alright. Now we're going to use Kayn Shadow Step. We'll use it to take out Karma before they do anything with Jace. And we're almost done with this. We'll definitely be able to win this turn. if things continue at this pace. We're going to attack with all of our units, not just our scout. And we are going to use Kayn to take out our Wounded White Flame, and that's going to give him a bunch of keywords, basically everything that you see there, because we do have the Corrupted Star Fragment on him, which will be pretty cool for us. So, our Rost is massive. I was kind of hoping they'd block. I guess I should have used him to challenge. So we're not getting health out of this, which is, on my part, a mistake, but it's minor, I'd say. But we do have a pretty nice Rost there. With 30-30, basically. Yeah, us not getting Rost early on really messed us up. So, that's something to keep in mind. Mystic Vortex is okay. I think it kind of just clutters our board, though. But I'd rather have that than the other two. Fix him up is kind of like a worse Darkened Lodestone. And I think I'll go for the Spells Chest over the Grand Plaza. Well, I don't feel like this is the right option after doing that. We're just going to leave. We're going to go up against the LoRenT Duelist. We don't have any option. It has the power on guard. And we'll see how things go. They still get the Howling Abyss. And since this is the Dark Star Portal, we do have to pay attention to that. We're going to keep one of our Noxian Defectors, but we are going to get rid of Furious Wielder here. So on guard, they create a fleeting single combat in their hand, and we also get it too. This is just kind of a cheaper Furious Wielder that we don't have to worry about equipping with. But they do strike each other. So, it has its drawbacks. They do have the attack token first. So, it doesn't really matter what we do turn one.
I'll do my best.
We might as well just commit things like this, I suppose. We'll keep our 2 spell mana. We have some chimes going, so I think that was beneficial to us. But they do get a copy of it, so they get the same effect, unfortunately. With it being our attack turn, honestly, we could just drop down Cosmic Binding. And we can deal 2, and we'll stun their Ephemeral that they got from us. Alright, well, that still does the same thing. I was actually concerned for a second. I was like, oh no.
I just sing 'em.
Okay, well, Seraphine might be an issue. We'll drop down the Saga Seeker here.
I'll write my own story.
And we'll pass. There's no sense in us attacking here. We'll just lose our unit to their Cythria. Okay, so far so good. They don't have any mana to use single combat here. We're going to drop down Kayn. That puts some damage into the Seraphine. So we're going to follow that up basically. And take Seraphine out. We do lose 3 damage, and we do lose our Saga Seeker. But they do lose our Seraphine.
I did my best.
We'll play Kayn back down as Rost, since we're not at full Nexus health. And that then takes up their Cythria. And it starts to scale up our Kayn. And now we can utilize single combat all that we want. It is our attack turn this turn. So what we're going to do to start things off, we're going to drop down the Noxian Defector. Oh, they dropped down Vlad. Oh well, they can't really utilize him. That doesn't bother me any. So we can open up with single combat, and we'll just, honestly, we'll use it to take out their Vlad early on. Now I don't have to worry about anything else though. And single combat actually helps us heal back to full health. Since Rast has Overwhelm, if we attack with him, it doesn't always go that well. I mean, we'll get through their Nexus before we're full health. We're going to commit to this attack. Corrupted Star Fragment is kind of counterintuitive with Sovereign Domination. So, in retrospect, maybe having Corrupted Star Fragment isn't always the best option here. At least not for the Shadow Portal. Same with the Fermials. So they get their Noxian Defector, but it's weak without them having an equipped ally. So as long as they don't drop down Kayn here, I think we're okay. We're going to use Mystic Shot on it, and we're going to use single combat to take out their Vigar. Hopefully this works, but we'll see. Alright, well, making them tough stop Mystic Shot from working correctly. So we're just going to double down on that. And this cancels out our Mystic Shot. But we did get them to use another spell. And you can see how much our Ross is scaling, which is great. So now at this point, if we get like another Defector, something to that effect, our Ross will double his power every attack, basically. That's kind of why I like Corrupted Star Fragment now on him. I felt like trying it to get through the one Starlight Portal Camp adventure for this week, and it turned out really well. I actually like it a lot. So we can sacrifice the Defector here, but I think it's actually too good of a unit to do that too. So we pretty much win regardless, I think. We'll drop down the Starled Stomper. I have a better plan in place, actually. And we're going to attack with both Kayn and it. And we're going to use Kayn to challenge the Bright Steel Protector. And here you go. We have a huge Kayn, 30-34. And we can use single combat here too. Just to get their barrier off for fun. Not like it mattered, but it's pretty fast. So anyways, that was that encounter. That one went a lot easier for us because we got Kayn. When you don't get Kayn, it doesn't go well. Not as well, I should say. Alright, and we're going to go into the shop here. The Unforgiving Cold's pretty neat. I think this is a newer spell. Yeah. We'll go for that. We're going to ignore the other two. And we'll go for the shop here. So, with all of these, the Icefield Cultist is okay. But most of... I mean, we have the Startled... The Startled Stomper already has Overwhelm. Rost has Overwhelm. And it is a 5 cost, so maybe it's not that great. Now that I think about it. Unyielding Spirit's okay. I don't know if that's going to make Corrupted Star Fragment work or not. And Afterlife Forbidden will actually just give us a copy of our units that we take out. So maybe that's actually a better option here. We do have the healing. We're just going to heal 10. And we are going to go up against Karma here. We'll see how this goes. She has a potential to scale really hard. So we'll see. We don't need both of these Mystic Vortexes. I'm just going to get rid of both of them. I'd much rather have the possibility of us getting Kayn or something else. Cool. We immediately get a chime. Awesome. We're going to hold off on dropping down Kayn. And we do have to be really careful because a Howling Abyss makes this a really scary encounter. So, to play things off, we'll be safe and just drop down the Saga Seeker. Alright, and they're buffing their Karma. We'll drop down the Bellringer.
There is hope.
Alright, and here we're going to drop down Kayn.
They will fear my name.
And grovel before mine.
And we're now going to attack with them.
Hide.
We might as well use them to absorb the bell ringer. I guess I don't need to. Huh. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't matter either way. Yeah, we'll just attack with Kayn. We'll just attack with Kayn, get him to level up first before we do anything crazy, like utilizing the corrupted star fragment. Otherwise, I think it would have been a misplay, and I just would have killed off my unit for no reason. Alright, drop him back down.
Child is gone. The killer
We're gonna pick Rost here, just in case. They have a lot of potential to do rough stuff to us, since it is Karma after all, with Howling Abyss. I could never be too safe. We're gonna end around there, and we're gonna keep our 1 spell mana. We do have the Grand General's Counter Plan, Stalker's Blade, and Corrupted Star Fragment, so we do get Shadow Step to utilize here. This is great too.
tenacity through trial.
So we're gonna pop off the Unforgiven Cold first. It's a quick spell, and it doubles itself. And now we're gonna use Kayn Shadow Step. We're gonna use it to take out their Jeweled Protector. I could have used it to take out Karma. I understand that. But it is their attack turn, so I didn't want them attacking. We're going to use the Darkened Lodestone, this time on their Bell Ringer. They attack with Shyvana here. I do have to be careful, but we're going to block with Rost. Ooh, okay. Alright, I actually think that takes out Rost here. Thanks to Strafing Strike. Okay, it doesn't. We're lucky. Alright, we're still good. We'll drop down our Starred Stomper here, and we'll end the round there. So we have to be careful now. Their Karma is no longer Frostbitten. But we still get the Grand General's Counter Plan, of course. This is actually really good for us. The only thing I have to keep in mind is if they have any aggressive spells.
Blade is yours.
You have done well,
Okay,
my faithful
it's kind of
servant.
concerned. If they have any aggressive spells or something, then things wouldn't go that well. We're going to open up with Shadow Step. Alright. Kind of spooked, not going to lie.
The body must thrive for the mind to be free.
Oh, okay. Well, we lose Rost off of that. Yeah, I guess I was right to be spooked. So this isn't looking good anymore. At all. We're going to use the Darkened Lodestone on our Starwood Stomper. We could use a Corrupted Scythe on our Saga Seeker over the Darkened Lodestone, I guess. If we attack, we'll at least take out 2 of their units, but we're going to lose units here too.
Onward!
I think we're just going to go for it and test the waters, basically. I want to make sure we are using the Targon's Brace. Well, actually, the support effect from the Darkened Lodestone. Has the same effect as Targon's Brace. Yeah. So we lose our Starwood Stomper here to Karma.
My friend.
But in return, we do take out another one of their units. I really need to get Kayn here. I should have used Kayn Shadow Step on a weaker unit instead. They're sitting on a lot of damage here. I'm going to have to play the Defector.
New tech
I don't like that one bit. Yeah, that just lets them draw and predict. That's not good. We'll drop down Mystic Vortex here. That'll give us another unit at least. And we'll use the Darkened Lodestone on one of our Noxian defectors. And we'll end the round there since they're not attacking. That's actually really good for us. I'm glad that they're not attacking. Please give me Kayn. It happened. The game listened. This might actually be okay. We're going to use him to replace the Mystic Vortex. And we finally took out their Karma. But that just opens up the board for more of their cards. Well, I feel like we should just attack with everyone now. We're going to use the Corrupted Star Fragment from Rost. And that's going to double up his power, basically. And we're going to use him to take out Echo here, since Echo is their strongest unit. And this should be pretty nice for us, but we'll see. As you can see, the other Noxian Defector gets bumped up to Rost's power after Corrupted Star Fragment. Okay, so even if they recall there, Rost does have Overwhelm. So that's actually, I don't know, debatably better. We do lose a couple of our units though. And we don't have the attack turn anymore. But we could drop down the Jeweled Protector here, and we're going to buff up our Ren Shadowblade. And we are going to drop the Darkened Lodestone that we have on our Saga Seeker. And we'll end the round there. They didn't get to use their Flawless Duet. That thing's kind of funny. Right now we're sitting in 21 cards, so they're 22. They just immediately attack. We're going to Cosmic Binding our way out of this. And we're going to block accordingly. So I don't have to worry about anything now. We have great board control going on right now. And we'll use Kayn Shadow Step to take out the Pathless Ancient. And that's going to take out this encounter too. Unless they have like a ton of buffs that they're going to use on it. We'll see. Let's find out. Well, they denied our plan. We'll drop down Ren Shadowblade for now. We'll end the round there. I'm not too defeated by this. I mean, we're just going to attack with Rost and the Noxian Defector. All goes to hell, basically. And the reason why I love the Noxian Defector with the Corrupted Star Fragment is because it's literally just him doubling his own stats. If for whatever reason this doesn't work, we do have 2 Shadow Steps here. So if they play units, they're not going to enjoy their experience. As you can see, we have a very strong Rost. That just ended the game. You could hear Bubbles in the background cheering me on slightly. If you have any questions, let me know. So that was the Karma encounter from the Dark Star portal. If I didn't draw Kayn there, I don't think we would have won. That was actually super lucky that I was able to do that. And we're going to move on. The focusing... Actually, hey Layla! We're going to go for Farsight Alteration here, so now we don't ever have to worry about not drawing Kayn. Which is what I prefer. We're going to go for Hold Them Off here too. It's a little bit better, in my opinion. We basically get over prepared for free. And we're going to go up against the Battlesmith here. Alright, so the Battlesmith has its normal power. We are going to keep this hand. I actually don't think this is that bad. The only thing we don't have is an equipment early on, but we draw Kayn, so that's okay. We'll be alright. Damn. We start off with 8 cards. Oh, so far so good. We're doing okay. To open up, I think we're going to drop down the Bell Ringer into Mystic Vortex. So far you missed me take out the Starlight Portal and the Shadow Portal. And I switched up my relics I use on Kayn. So now he has Corrupted Star Fragment and Grand General's Counterplan. We are level 30 with him though. And we still have the Stalker's Blade on him. So, a neat synergy I found is that I can use his Corrupted Star Fragment. Yeah, I've grown to love it with this. So, the beauty of this is I could use his Star Fragment to double his power with the Noxian Defector. Basically every attack turn. We'll drop down Bard here though. And now we'll use him to scout. Just kidding, they just dropped down the Vanguard Sergeant and its bigger unit.
New recruit reporting in.
Okay, we're gonna pass. Alright, and now we'll drop down Kayn. Once I get the chance. Things are taking a while. Okay, Kayn time.
I'll do my best.
I'm glad Trevana doesn't have Challenger. Really glad for that. We're gonna block like this. We're gonna lose 2 of our units here. We will see what Sovereign Domination picks.
Drown in shadow.
But we do get Kayn to level up here. Yeah, I feel that. I mean, so far I'm just really loving the synergy between that and Noxian Defector. Since Noxian Defector will grow its power to Ross every time, as long as Ross is like the strongest unit. So it's kind of fun. And the Grand General's Counterplan lets me get rid of Furious Wielder. So I have Kayn Shadow Step here instead that I can utilize. We're going to hold off on Noxian Defector here, but we are going to use the Shadow Step as previously mentioned. We're going to use it to take out Shyvana. Hopefully it goes as planned. We'll see. Yeah, the other nice thing about Corrupted Star Fragment is with the Grand General's Counterplan, all we need is Scout, and he already has a scouting unit in his deck. In this sense, it would be Bard. And so whenever we use stuff like that, we just get our attack token back, thanks to how that works. It's actually really neat. I love using it like that. We're going to attack just like this, I feel. There's no point in us going after Lux. So we'll go after Cythria instead. We'll use Momentous Choice here to give Frost even more items and stats. And we'll commit to this attack here. As you can see, we now have Scout on Rost. So next turn, wherever we use Shadow Step, we'll get our free attack. And yeah, it's like every match we have like a super buffed up Kayn, and it just feels so nice. We'll drop down the Saga Seeker here before we end the round. And hey, we just ended the round. So we're going to utilize a couple things here first. Hey, we leveled up Bard, which is cool. We got him back thanks to the Haunted Tomb, which also synergizes really well with Corrupted Star Fragment. Yeah. Yeah, Vayne's really strong with that, I hear. I don't play PvP, but I can understand that. Ooh. Ooh. We got forward Demacia and Final Spark hitting the field. Damn. And us dropping down the Noxian Defector actually stopped us from using Furious Wielder or Kayn Shadow Step. RIP. But we'll use Cosmic Blessings here. And we will stun their Vanguard Sergeant and take out their Cythria. So there's one less unit to worry about. We'll use the Darkened Harp this time around on the Saga Seeker. And they final spark them, sadly. Oh well. Yeah, we'll pass. They decided not to attack, which I'm grateful for. I have no complaints. Alright, so I have to make sure I do this correctly, because I often mess this up. So we're going to just open up by attacking with Bard and Kayn. I'm going to let it be open choice. Yeah, it's kind of interesting to see. I mean, I used to play PvP, but I also used to play the game since beta, so I didn't have an option. So there's that. As you can see, we got our attack. We still have our attack token. We're just going to attack with Kayn here. Yeah, there's nothing they can do. Alright, there it is. Very anticlimactic. Yeah, whenever I first started, what I'd use is just like this really cool ephemeral deck where I just have like a ton of win conditions and I can just take off my, like, I could take out my own units and it pops everything. Basically, with the original Foundation cards. It was really fun. I guess Radiant Plate Armor is not going to be useful on him. But the Scavenge Camo Cloaker would be, because now we can give Kayn Elusive. So we're going to go with that. We have the item chest here. Vampiric Scepter on the Defector's cool. I am going to go for that. We have the shop here. Debatably a bunch of junk. There's some things I can go for here. Check out the powers. Grit. Do we have grit? We do not. We're going to go for grit. We're going to go for the Daring Poro to give Kayn regeneration just in case we don't draw that one card. But I think it has Farsight Alteration on it, so we'll see. And I'm going to ignore everything else. So we're pretty close to finishing this adventure here. We have this Swiftwing or Zephyr, spell chest or shop. We have some gold, so we'll try to take on the Swiftwing flight. We'll see how things go. I think it's a stronger encounter to go up against than the other one, but sometimes it's more fun to do that. I feel like our deck's pretty strong right now, so I'm not too worried. We're going to replace the Bellringer here, though, and we'll keep the rest of the cards. Yeah, it's kind of strange. It's like, right now with these relics, for the most part, they don't have enough Nexus health to really deal with me at full force. So I can't do all that much, but it's kind of interesting to be able to utilize everything. We're going to start by dropping Mystic Shot on their Petricite Broadwing before we attack with the Bellringer. I mean, if they drop down Cithra, I guess we wouldn't, but But yeah, it just feels so fun to be able to utilize Scout in all of Kayn's free attacks. Especially with him having Overwhelm and scaling. It's crazy. Okay. Wounded White Flame time. They decided not to attack. I'm okay with that. They'd get more Nexus damage off on us, basically, if they did. Yeah, it is. It is really broken. We drop down Kayn. And we'll use the Darkened Harp on our Wounded White Flame. Yeah, the only thing I have to pay attention to, for the most part, is, like, I don't know, using the Corrupted Star Fragment early on him before he's leveled up. Because if I do that, it just wastes the stats. And that's not beneficial, obviously. That's the only niche thing about having it on Kayn. But after that, and it doesn't take very long to level him up, obviously. It's only 2 strikes, which you can cheese and with Quick Strike Blade and a bunch of other things, basically. Yeah, so all those stats would have been wasted if he got them there. It doesn't roll over, sadly. Same with the keywords, which is something I've come to understand and learn. Yeah. Yeah, the Undying is actually a really cool card, and you just get free stats if you utilize it for Corrupted Star Fragment. Alright, so we don't have Scout set up just yet. But we're still going to make the most out of the Shadow Steps here. We could have made him elusive. We still can. We have time. Maybe. If our opponents last that long. We'll see.
Joy is a good-looking
Oh, okay, they dropped down Nora. I'll have to give him elusive now. Our opponents are a bunch of chickens. They never want to attack. I guess I can't blame them, but still. We drop down the Ranger Knight Defector here for sure. And now our elusive Kayn has scouts. And a bunch of other stuff too. We're going to attack just like this. And we are going to use Kayn to challenge Nora. I should have used the Wounded White Flame to challenge. That was my bad. I didn't think on it. I should have, though. Next turn we win regardless, though, thanks to Shadow Step with Grand General's counter plan. So, it's over, Anakin. I have the high ground. We're going to end the round there. It does feel nice to just frostbite their Nautilus there. I don't have to worry about him as much. And here we go. We drop down, gain Shadow Step, and I mean we're already full Nexus health, but yeah, we get our attack token back completely now thanks to Kayn having Scout. And it's kind of fun because I can just rinse and repeat that basically. For as much as I want, I'm pretty sure. And there we go. We took out the weekly adventures. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We're going to keep going, though. We're not going to use Kayn. But we're probably going to level up other champions. Oh, well, we still have to take on Zed. What am I saying? I got ahead of myself here. Oh, well. We'll go for the Darkened Lodestone as regeneration. Kayn basically has it built in, but gives me something to do. That Shimmering Mirage is looking really tasty there. Yeah, we're going to go for that. We will go for as many copies of the Shimmering Mirage as we can. We already have full Nexus health. So we're going to cut a card. And we are going to cut our beloved Furious Wielder, since we get it for free as long as we keep Kayn. And here we go, we're up against Zed. He's the boss for this encounter. The only thing I have to worry about is if, for whatever reason, we lose Kayn early on, that things don't get out of control. But besides that, we're okay. We're good to go. We're going to keep the Sand. I'm debating on like switching things up, but I think that's actually okay for us. It gives us a lot of utility and board control. Yeah, thanks, Lila. I think so too. I think we're going to be alright here. We're going to open up by dropping down the Mystic Vortex. So it does have Watcher's Eye of the Watcher on it, which is nice for us. And we'll drop down the Bell Ringer here too. So we could attack because we do have crit, and we'll attack with the Solari Sunhawk. So if they decide to block with Zed, he will lose their Zed. They decided against that though, which they're probably grateful for, but he does get frostbitten, so any of his clones just won't be able to do anything. Just that simple.
What would you wish to
We'll drop down Bard here, and so as you can see, we already have Scout set up. Well, okay, that's fair. We can't do anything against Elusive. And that's going to mean their Greenglade Elder is going to hit our Nexus too. That's okay. Alright. That's taken a while, I guess. We'll drop down Kayn. And he's going to take out any of the card that he decides to strike, basically. Alright, and we are going to attack with Ard. Utilize the scout, and that's just going to get some more damage off on them. He does grow to be 6/6, thankfully. And we're going to attack again with all of our units here. And we're going to finish the attack out with Frost. Or sorry, with Kayn currently. And we're going to use Kayn to take out Meganar. They only have 1 mana left. So, they're not able to utilize their spells here. And we level up Bard. I noticed that it's easy to level up Bard fast with Kayn. Because they basically just, you know, permanently stat stick. And stat check people. Which also synergizes with Corrupted Star Fragment. Well, we did have too many cards in hand, so I guess I played myself. Well, I'm not going to use the Darkened Halberd just yet. We're just going to end the round there. That was on me. We're going to have to use these cards now. Crazy to think about, I know, using cards. We're going to drop the Cosmic Binding on them. That's going to take out their ZED, and it's going to stun Ezreal. And apparently I drew Kayn off that. We're going to use Mystic Shot on them, so they can't use Dawn and Dusk. I hope this isn't just a visual bug. Maybe the game's just taunting me. Having Kayn on the side of the screen. We'll find out in a second here, I guess. Yep, okay. I guess I can't play this Kayn. This is sad. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Yeah, I love visual bugs like this. I mean, I think I still win the game regardless, don't get me wrong, but still. We're going to use Streaming Mirage on our Bard. And we are going to do it again. Hey, we actually drew Kayn this time. Do you look at that? Yeah, I kind of feel like this is a visual bug at this point. Oh well. We're going to use all those scouts, and we are going to end the game. We might as well use Gem 2. And we're going to commit to this attack. And voila! We still did it even though we outplayed ourselves by having a full hand.